Good day, here are the headlines from the Philippine News Agency. We start with the gains of the Chief Executive's Europe visit. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and Czech Republic President Petr Pavel agreed to explore opportunities to strengthen relations between the Philippines and Czech Republic. The two leaders discussed cooperation on various topics such as trade, industries, and the South China Sea issue. Marita Muaje has our top story.
President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is hopeful that trade and bilateral engagement would increase between the Philippines and the Czech Republic. This as the President met with Czech Republic President Petr Pavel at the Octagon Hall in Prague Castle on Thursday as part of his ongoing working visit. In a joint press conference, Marcos said he and Pavel explored opportunities for future partnerships in trade and investment, agriculture, green economy and renewable energy, space and aerospace, education, tourism, defense, cybersecurity, and labor, among others. He expressed hope that more Czech traders and investors would do business in the Philippines. At the same time, Marcos welcomed the Czech Republic's decision to increase the quota for Filipino workers entering their country from 5,500 to about 10,300 starting in May 2024. The two leaders also agreed to maintain a free and open South China Sea, citing its importance in global trade and stability. Pavel expressed support for the Philippines' entitlement to move and use the contested region for its lawful activities. Marcos assured Pavel that the country would continue to pursue diplomacy and dialogue to ease tensions despite China's continued aggression. The two leaders also witnessed the signing of the joint communique on labor consultations mechanism, a labor pact that aims to protect the rights of Filipino workers in the European Union. The agreement was signed by the Department of Migrant Workers and the Czech Republic's Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs. The Czech Republic is home to more than 7,000 Filipinos working in the processing industry, automotive, repairs and appliances, manufacturing, IT communications, real estate, health and wellness, and household service work. Meanwhile, Pavel has announced that he would send a business delegation led by Czech Agriculture Minister Marek Výborný to the Philippines next week. In a statement, Malacanang said Výborný aims to establish cooperation that would support the food security initiatives of the Philippines. Communications Secretary Chelo Garafil said Výborný is expected to meet with Agriculture Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel and lead a business forum in Makati on March 21. The Czech official will also join a business delegation to visit Davao on March 22 for a business forum and a farm visit at the Tagum Agricultural Development Company. Pavel earlier said Czech businessmen are interested in investing in agriculture and other key sectors in the Philippines. For the Pna Headlines, I am Marita Muaje.
The Office of the Ombudsman has lifted the suspension of some 23 National Food Authority or NFA personnel implicated in the alleged irregular sale of the agency's rice buffer stocks. Ombudsman Samuel Martirez said the suspension order was lifted after investigators found erroneous data on the list of names provided to them by the Department of Agriculture. Martirez said among the NFA personnel whose suspension was lifted were warehouse supervisors in the National Capital Region, Iloilo, Antique, and Cabanatuan Town in Nueva Ecija. They already lifted earlier the suspension of other NFA employees. According to Martirez, the NFA gave them a supposed list of members of the Task Force El Niño. However, the list reportedly included names of deceased employees. He said they are also investigating who is behind the list. The Ombudsman earlier suspended 139 NFA officials and personnel, including Administrator Roderico Bioco and Assistant Administrator for Operations John Robert Hermano as part of its investigation. The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority implemented starting today a 30-minute heat stroke break for its field personnel. The break allows enforcers and other MMDA personnel working outside to drink water, stay under the shade, and rest. In a statement, the MMDA says this is to ensure the health, safety, and well-being of field personnel who are prone to heat-related diseases and other conditions due to the nature of their work. The heat stroke break is in effect until May 31. Pagasa said the country will continue to experience rising temperatures brought by the strong El Niño phenomenon until around May this year. The Department of Education's Catchup Fridays will remain as it vows to help aid teachers and learners who are encountering difficulties in the program. Education Assistant Secretary Francis Bringas said the agency is collating feedback on the program, shrugging off calls to stop it. Among challenges reported are related to learners' materials, scheduling, time allotment, and proper categorizing of learners based on their abilities. Bringas refuted claims that the program is causing tardiness in some learners. He says the DepEd will prioritize providing more reading materials. Bringas likewise reiterated that teachers, parents, or learners should not spend on materials or activities. Catchup Fridays aims to improve Filipino learners' reading skills and enhance their academic performance. Meanwhile, the DepEd plans to lobby a fund for additional benefits for teachers in their upcoming budget deliberation. Bringas also vowed to improve deployment and the workload of teachers. The Philippines has laid out 4 strategies that may be adopted by other nations to stop trafficking in women and girls. Commission on Human Rights Commissioner Faida Dumarpa shared these practices at a side event of the 68th Annual Commission on the Status of Women held in the United States on Friday, Manila time. In a keynote speech, Dumarpa says the strategies include the adoption of a holistic approach that improves accessibility and addresses specific barriers and possible vulnerabilities of women. Another strategy is the adoption of community-based engagement and other measures coupled with close coordination with women's organizations. Dumarpa also emphasized the need to champion survivor-centered approaches, particularly institutionalized responses to gender-based violence that ensure the protection of respect and dignity of the survivor. The last strategy is the employment of domestic and regional collaborations in supporting survivors, similar to interagency mechanisms participated by the CHR. The CSW 68 side event brought together speakers who shared their experiences and insights on ending trafficking in women and girls through innovative partnerships. The United Nations reports that roughly 60% of human trafficking victims are female, some of which face more violent forms of exploitation and abuse. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the Pna Headlines. For more news updates, please visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The Pna Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the Pna Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account, via the News and Information Bureau website at ib.gov.ph under PNA News, or on the Facebook page of the Presidential Communications Office or PCO. I'm Bench Bondok and this is the Pna Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.